Yo guys, my name is Phoenix and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about nerfs that have just been announced, and I got to say they're pretty interesting. So let's not waste any time and start with Prince Kappa Comba. This card was obviously too strong and the best playmaker of the Shadowcraft class. Going first with a 1 and 2 drop and a Prince Kappa Comba was always way too much to deal with for any other deck. The result was the Shadowcraft had a really unfair gameplay and some serious discrepancy in win rate between going first and second. So they nerfed the card to make it cost 4 instead of 3. I gotta admit, this was a harsh nerf, even worse than the one I predicted in my previous video. Making it cost 4 will make the card much slower, and it will have the competition of strong cards such as Orthros. In my opinion, the card is not completely dead, but it's much worse. I can honestly see many Shadowcraft players not including this card anymore. In the ideal situation of this card hitting a 1, 2 and 3 drops, this card is still pretty strong and with great value, but how often would it happen? Also, I think this card is terrible when going second. I will talk about how the Shadowcraft class will perform after this nerf, after I reviewed all the cards nerfed. Next we have Wind Reader Zell, and this is honestly the nerf that makes me happy the most. I hated this card. Storm is like the hardest mechanic to balance in any card game, and this could just give Storm to anything without paying any stat for it, with a ridiculous requirement such as having Overflow active. This card will now cost 4 and will be a 3-4 instead. This will make impossible combos like Zell plus Sahakiel or Zell plus Ouroboros for 13 and 11 damage, unless you play Wyvern Cavalier, but that's a bit clunky in my opinion. Obviously the card is not great now. I think some people will still try to make it work, but I don't think it will end up making the cut in many lists. Dragoncraft have such strong cards for 4, such as Siegfried and Dragon Warrior and Rahab, so I think Zell will not see much play anymore, and that's awesome. Last we have Lightning Blast, and I'm sorry, I do not agree with this nerf at all. Cygames wrote that this card kills Dex diversity just by existing, because it literally kills any amulet based deck, and that's half true. The problem is that not every Dragoncraft deck runs Lightning Blast, but they do run Bahamut, and that's a 13/13 that kills every amulet, so if that's a card keeping in check amulet based deck, it's that card. So why would they nerf Lightning Blast instead of that? I don't know, and I don't agree with it. Talking about Lightning Blast, I think this card is completely useless now. It may become useful in the future again, but right now just nope. Like, there are 3 cards that need banish and they all cost 8, and they are Seraph, Mordecai and Grail. So why not just run Odin over this instead? It has a 4/3 body for just 2 more play points, and it can still banish those cards when played on curve. I'm repeating myself here, but I really want Bahamut to get nerfed, so I'm not completely happy about this one. But it's still a nerf to Dragoncraft, and that they're always welcome. So now, how will these nerfs impact the meta? First, I think Haven will rise in popularity. The one weakness Aegis Havencraft have always had was dying from huge burst combos, and those were pretty common with Dragoncraft and Zell, but that's gone now, so it will have good matchups against everything except for Roach, OTK, Silverbolt, Forest, and Dimension Shift Runecraft. If Aegis Havencraft becomes the tier 1 deck, I can see those decks coming back in the meta. Storm Havencraft will also be good. It's already pretty good, and I just don't know how good it will be, because I think Dragoncraft will still see play. They just will be played a bit differently, but they still have a lot of board clear and healing. And talking about Dragoncraft, I still think that the class is worth being in tier 1, but I hope it will see a bit less play now. Moving on, we have the Shadowcraft class. And I think the aggro Shadowcraft is pretty much dead, or at least it's like a tier 3 or tier 2 deck, since losing at the turn 3 Prince Kappa Comba made it so much less consistent, while mid-range Shadow will still be pretty good. On the other hand, Ledger and Neptis Shadowcraft will be much better than they are now, due to the nerf of Lightning Blast. And they will do really well if Aegis Havencraft doesn't end up being the S tier deck I'm predicting. About other classes, nothing will change for the Bloodcraft class. and Swordcraft will be able to play commander decks much more reliably now, but I don't think that archetype is going to be too good right now with the cards we have. And as I mentioned, Forest and Runecraft may see more play due to them having the best combo decks, and combo decks are the main weakness of AEG7 craft. And this will be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my review of the nerfs, and I hope you will share your opinion with me in the comments below. Have fun exploring the post-nerf meta, and I'll see you next time.